Right, so let's close this one and let's then look at what is responsive design. This is currently a desktop view, and this is how my website will look when I view it on a monitor on my desktop. Within Brizy, you have the opportunity to also design it for a tablet and for a mobile, and that will make it look more fittingly for those devices. Go to the sidebar on the left and you see this little monitor icon here. If you select it, you will see you have the three options for desktop, tablet, and mobile. These are breakpoints, and I know that the Brizy Cloud developers have told us that in the future we will have control over more breakpoints. And the reason why you would want to have maybe more is because there are so many devices on the market and they all have different screen and resolution sizes. And each time that happens, it may translate into your website not looking as good as you want it to look. To view how this will display on a tablet, easy, select tablet. It changes, it looks a little bit different. This is supposed to give you that tablet feel. And if you select again on the responsive design styling option and go to mobile, you get this kind of design that's a little bit more narrow to give you that impression that you are designing on a mobile device. Let's go back to desktop, and I think one of the things that's going to save you a lot of time is if you learn the shortcut keys here. On your keyboard, you hold Control or Command, and then you use the plus and the minus keys there at the top to cycle through the design. If you use minus, it will go from desktop, and let's say Control minus, to tablet, Control Command minus, to, there you go, mobile device. You can again actually click on Control minus or select Control minus, and it will take you back to desktop. And if you go the other direction, it's Control Command plus, and that's very easy. You keep cycling through it. So what does it mean when you go into these responsive design options? Let's go and select the mobile device, and I'll show you what happens here. Here you can see that the heading text is breaking into two lines and it doesn't look that good. Select it by clicking on it and you see a reduced options toolbar appears. What's happening now is that Brizy is giving you options that you can change only for the cell phone device. It will not affect your main desktop display, but it will affect your cell phone device, how it will display there. If you click on the T, you will see that we put it at 64 pixels. And what we can do now is half that. So let's put it at 32, double click to select the 64 in the field box, and then type in 32. And you will see now it reduces and it fits nicely into that width. The same we can do for this tagline here, because now the proportion between the tagline and the main heading is, well, a little bit weird. So we can click on it, select the T for typography, it's at 18. Let's just take it down to 16. And you see we can even go to the weight and let's put it on normal. Now you see that here, though it stretches all the way from the left to the right, we want it a little bit more compact. So select it again. You can go to settings, but you will notice that the sidebar is already open by default in the responsive display. And then we go to padding. We want to add some padding on the left and the right. Some white space. So deselect or decouple all of those sides, and then on the right, let's add in about 15 pixels. You see it shifts there, 15 pixels, and on the left, we add 15 pixels. And Eureka, another 15 pixels. A little bit more structure we have applied there. Always good on a mobile device is to add a little bit more padding at the top and at the bottom of your blocks. It just gives better structure. I used that word just now. Let's put it around 55. And at the bottom, I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's take it all the way to 75. And now I have adjusted this design for my mobile display. And to show that I didn't mess up my desktop, you go again to the sidebar, select the monitor, select desktop, and you see the heading. If you click on it, select T for typography, is still at 64 pixels. That's important to understand that when you go, the moment you go into tablet and mobile design, you're going to get a reduced menu for those things that you can change. Let's do that with the tablet. Let's select the tablet, or you hit Control-Command-minus on your keyboard. Same thing here. Let's say we want to break this into 2 lines. We can click on it, and then here in padding, I'll decouple all the sides. This time I'll use percentage. That's much easier. In this case, 20% on the right and 20% on the left. And I've added 20% white space here, 20% white space here, and this area in which my text appears at this moment is the remaining 60%. Let's just mess it up a little bit on the tablet more so that you can see how much changes you can make here. Let's go to the block first, click outside, hover here, see the block settings, click on that, and you see we only have a few things that we can change here. So let's select colors. Let's put it on the green, right? You can even add a border. Let's select a black border, and it's here set at 8. So you see we've got a border of 8 pixels wide. Let's select that and make it 15. It's a little bit more prominent. Let's go to my main heading, and let's put this to the left align. We do the same here with this text. But now, because we've added padding there, let's take that padding out. So what I will do is on the left, I'll put that on 0. And then on the right, I'll increase that to 40 so we can still have a little bit more. And then the button I select, click on the alignment, and it's all the way to the left. Very different. Let's see if this has also affected our mobile design. Mobile? No. And desktop. And you can test this actually in your browser. So let's save our work, Control-Command-S, and then preview. And to see how this actually emulates on different devices, how it is simulated, you press at the top of your keyboard F12, those function keys. When you do that, it opens what is referred to as the inspector. And on Chrome, Firefox, in this case Edge, they all look more or less the same, but yet they're a little bit different. What you will find though is a lot of scary stuff here on the right, which you should not be concerned about. You want to look up here where you see this little icon that looks like a mobile and tablet device. And you will see it says toggle device emulation. And once you click on it, it will give you an option to choose different devices that will emulate how it will look on the market. Currently, it's set to dimensions responsive. If you select the drop-down, you will see there's a list of devices you can choose from. Let's go to the iPad Mini. Well, let's go to the iPad Air first. And when I click on it, you see it jumps to that tablet design we have made. So that breakpoint tells the browser, according to the device you are using, what to display. If I go to an iPhone 12 Pro, I get this, which is the mobile display. And if you want to really have full control and understand how it breaks, you click here on responsive, and then you have these handles. And if you drag it all the way out, of course, now you are on desktop display. And as you drag it in, drag it in, drag it in, drag it in, and the moment you reach that breakpoint, which is around almost 994 or something like that, it breaks into tablet mode. If you have a screen that you will see up here, I'm talking about this dimension up here. If I click up 991, it's a desktop. 990, it's a tablet. So if you're working on a screen that's 990 pixels wide or less, it's going to break to a display of a tablet. And as I reduce it here, it gets to, let's see, 769, we reduce it. And at 767, it breaks. No, at 767, yes, 767, 768, it breaks into the mobile display, which is pretty big for my preference. And this is how you can make sure that your website is going to look good on all devices. To get out of here, you can first detoggle this and then click here on the close button to get out of the inspector. And let's close this.